Okay, I'm going to try and convince you that traveling is a form of life extension. Here's how I came to that conclusion. For context, I have been traveling as a digital nomad for the past 2 years or so now, and I've recently come back to Canada, where I'm from, and I noticed that it felt like my life sped up here. The weeks went by a lot more quickly back home, and so did the months, and now so do the years. But when I was traveling nonstop, it felt like I had learned so much in such little time that when I came back and talked to my friends, it felt like I was 35 or 45 and they were just the same age they were when I left. I think that this is because when you are traveling, you are exposed to more novel situations, and therefore the experiences you have register as new territory in your mind. So the things that you do are no longer just routine. So your experience of time passing is stretched and slowed because you are seeing more things. But if you're doing the same thing over and over again, day in and day out, you're seeing the same things, you're meeting with the same people, the growth that takes place in that process is a lot more subtle and you cannot detect it as easily. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, I'm just saying it doesn't feel that way. So I think routine, which tends to take up a lot of people's lives, is something that speeds up the passage of time. So when you're living life, you've always got to think about this is one takeaway I take away from this. When you live life, you got to think about how what it is that you're doing is worthwhile or not, because the next hour is the only hour that you will have for the rest of your life. Once that hour has passed, it's gone, it's done. So that's one point, that novelty extends the experience of time. The second thing about traveling that makes you feel like it extends your life is that it's a lot more painful than living in the same place. When you live in the same place, like I do right now, you have an apartment, you have food in your pantry, you have the same friends you see, you have the same workout routine, you have the same places you go to work, all of that. And those are all very good things. They're very stable. But the thing with those things is that you can get kind of complacent and comfortable in the process. And that means that you are not growing as much. So contrast that with traveling, where maybe every month you have a new apartment, maybe every quarter you have a new city, maybe every day you meet new people. This can be a lot at times. It is annoying that you have to book an Airbnb every time. It is annoying that you have to kind of find a new country, a new city, more research to go to do, new people to meet, old friends you cannot hang out with anymore. This is painful. And that pain is something that teaches you about what is valuable in life and what you should not take for granted in life. It certainly taught me that. I learned that the most valuable things in life come not from overnight luck or fortune, but they actually come from you chipping away for multiple years, and then one day everything really pays off, which I think is a good way to view everything, not just investments, but your friends as well. You'll chip. You'll invest in the friendship, you'll treat them well, you'll do all of that, and then one day you may be able to help them with something that only you could help them with, that would make an immense impact in their life. Or vice versa. There might be something that they can help you with that only they could help you with, and they will help you with it because you've built a relationship of trust and reciprocity together. So That's the second thing. Traveling is painful. Painful means you learn more. You learn more means you experience more of life. You experience more of life means you extend your life. Even though you have the same amount of time, there's more in it, which makes it feel like you've lived for longer. So the whole idea then is that your days are limited. You have a scarce amount of time on this earth, and as long as you are filling that time with as much novel experience as possible, and you are going through discomfort, you're going to extend your life in consequence. So travel. Do it. It'll change your life. And the corollary to this, if you cannot travel, is you've got to go on adventures in your life when you're at home. I think the stability that comes from having the same apartment, the same friends, the same routine should be directed towards pursuing goals that are very ambitious, that are likely to have you fail, because then you can bounce back quickly. You have a safety net because of how stable and structured your life is. Hope this helps.